LLC. Happy 4th of July. I think it's 4th of July, right? Yeah, 4 odd hours. All right, so for those who are saying, how come you're not out barbecuing? Man, it is about to rain cats and dogs over here. Anybody out barbecuing? I think everybody did barbecuing yesterday because then it was going to rain today. But anyway, it even stormed yesterday. We had a couple crazy storms that came through, so a lot of people ain't barbecuing right now. All right, so anyway, let's get back to this because I've talked about this many times before. I'm already doing some work on my website right now. Let me see. I wanted to add something, and we got this one. I need to add a video for right here. All right. So basically, I've been asking this question for the longest time. And yeah, the only people who are going to get upset by this and angered by this are people whose products are not tested. Like I said, you already seen like two perfect examples of why screen paints have to be tested. One, a fellow did a review for someone and his screen paint came a complete different color. Can you imagine how embarrassing that would have been for somebody who had purchased this product thinking they were going to get a charcoal gray or a dark gray product and it come out mid-gray? Yeah, that shows the product wasn't tested. How do you know your product's not everyday house paint? I mean, with the tones going on at Home Depot, Benjamin Moore, and all these other different stores, you could just basically match any one of those to any of the screen paints you have now. So I don't see a lot of gray versus gray. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen any gray versus gray demonstration. So I was to buy a gray screen paint right now. How would I know 100% that I'm getting an actual screen paint and not an everyday paint that I could have picked up at any hardware store? Where's the proof to show me that this product is legit? Where is it? Because I've searched, I've done the research. I've done the research on other people's products. I can't find jack. Where is the proof? I'm not just talking about the two individuals. I'm talking about everybody. Everybody. Where is the proof that your product won't match your tone at the end of the day? Where are your test demonstrations at? Let's see. I gotta go over here. I gotta get something off the giant grid. Choose one of these videos you want to use for outside. I want to put some more videos for our outside demonstrations. This was demonstration for, this is the other one we did right here. So I'm doing some updates. No, that's the one I wanted. I wanted this one. This is the one I wanted. That's the one I wanted. Yeah, that's the one I wanted.
Real quick, I'm trying to get back to the house. Man, hold on.
And it's bad enough I see a lot of demonstrations on people claiming to have ambient light rejection technology. No, you don't. You don't have it. You don't have ambient light. That's ambient light rejection technology. When anytime I had a conversation with the fellow who does the demonstrations with the one window, I had a conversation with him. They don't talk to y'all because, again, they don't acknowledge those individuals. They talk to me at the end of the day because I'll go in there and challenge them. You know why? Because I can back myself up. That's why I go challenge them. You can't challenge somebody if you can't back yourself up. It don't work that way. So when I'm asking him, like, okay, you got one window on the side and you call that ambient light rejection? He says, yeah. I showed him this demonstration. I showed him the demonstration with the Optima GT55 outside. That's the last I heard of it. This is what ambient light projection technology is supposed to look like. It's sad because the industry fools people thinking that you have a little bit of light in the environment, just one little light bulb in the corner, a little open door, a little light cracking behind some furniture. That's the ambient light projection. That's why you don't see demonstrations like this. You only see ours. But let's get back to this house paint ordeal. How do you know? How do you know that a container of paint that comes to your front door, how do you know that it's something that you could have done yourself? How do you know? Where are the tests? How can they back it up? If they walked into any person, any shop, any place, and the guy says, okay, I'll let you paint this screen in, but I want to know if your stuff is tested. What can they do? Nothing. And at that, the consumer doesn't even know if he or she has gotten a container of paint that you could have picked up at Home Depot, Lowe's, Benjamin Moore, or Sherwin-Williams. Let me see. When I see people put in their specifications and they put in, 720p tested. No. Not when I'm seeing majority of the demonstrations on a 4K projector. That is not a 720p tested. That's nowhere near, because you think because you display it on 720p, that's 720p tested. No. You got to do comparisons. 720p, 1080p, 720p, 4K, fully lit environments. You have to do contrast levels, colors, white levels. You have to do certified screens. You have to do all that. You can't just put it on at 720p and say, oh, it works on 720p. It may work on 720p, but how's the contrast? How's the color? How are the white levels? How does it maintain in fully lit environments? How does it maintain outside at 720p? A whole lot of tests are missing from out of there. So really, honestly, at the end of the day, you don't know what you're getting when you purchase a product that doesn't show proper testing. You don't know if you have screen paint or house paint. All you naysayers out there who had this paint against your wall, I bet you $100 right now that I can match your paint to any Home Depot paint right now. I guarantee you. As a matter of fact, there's one of them by Sherwin-Williams. That one paint can match 4 of those products with no problem. So at the end of the day, all that trash talk about how we have a great product, the best of the best, we can match that up with everyday house paint. As a matter of fact, the person who made it did it himself. So you literally have a product sitting on your wall that you could have just got in your car, drove over to a hardware store if you live around the corner, and just picked up yourself and did it yourself. Because there's no test. I can't find any gray versus gray. Let me see. This is a demonstration for, where's it outside? Here's this one outside. Here we go. Let me see. So, let me show you what you should be. First things first, let me go in and publish this real quick. And that was interesting. I never seen them do any projector mapping applications. You know why? Because great screens don't work on projector mapping applications. You know how much contrast projector mapping actually you need to run projector mapping? Yep. It can't use it on the gray screen will work. Let's get back to this house paint ordeal. All right, so let me see. Going back to my page. Let me see. I'm gonna reset this because we put new stuff in here just a few minutes ago. I'm still doing updates on the page. All right, let me see. Now we have testing in several areas. We have our test over here. If you're buying a gray screen, and say somebody has certified gunmetal money, and they say, okay, look, I'm buying me a black diamond tomorrow. Can you show me where your product, can you change my mind about me buying this black diamond screen? What can your product do that a black diamond can't do? Can you show me this? Guess what? No gray or white screen can ever answer that question because you can't beat a black diamond. No way in the world you can beat one. Ain't gonna happen. What about a Elite Dark Star 9? Not gonna happen either. One of the demonstrations I saw somebody doing on the Dark Star 9, they were showing colors. They wouldn't show contrast. The purpose of a gunmetal screen is to display contrast levels, deeper contrast, and better color. So no, and they did it in a dark environment. Of course they did it in a dark environment. Because again, if you turn the lights on, a gray screen will automatically wash out. So yeah. But again, you can't show them that because again, the gunmetal technology is far better, far better than a gray or white screen. Now, big question here. If I buy a gray screen paint, how do I know 100% that I have a product that's not going to match any kind of house paint? As I told you before, that all acrylic paints, all paints, are made over the counter. If anyone tells you otherwise, that a screen paint was made by scratch, no, or the products are made, no, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. The chemicals alone are way beyond $60, way beyond $60 to engineer and make a product like house paint from scratch. It costs a lot of money. So there's no way in the world possible it's happening. So They bought it from over the counter. That's where they got it from. So what makes your over the counter product different from anybody else's? Therefore, you have to show tests showing the difference. Now, this right here is our website right here, Black Series Edition. We boast about our tests so much that we put our tests everywhere. They're all over the website. We got them all over YouTube, we got websites, we got them everywhere so everybody can see them. If you find people that are hiding these tests or trying to avoid people of seeing these tests, this is a bad sign. This means that even them themselves have acknowledged that the product is nothing more than just house paint. And if you have not seen these tests already before the product was sold, then that is a product you don't touch. How many of you have purchased an item before it was tested? Anyone here got a car or smoke detectors or carbon dioxide detectors, a new oven, stuff like that, you know what I mean? Stuff that can potentially cause harm later on in time if it's not basically tested properly. What about the brakes on your car that you get up in the morning every single day? Wouldn't you be shocked to find out that the manufacturer who made the brakes that are sitting on your car that you drive your family and loved ones in have never been tested? How would that make you feel at the end of the day? It'd freak you out, wouldn't it? That you've been driving around all this time on brakes that were never tested by the manufacturer. That's the confidence of buying brakes to begin with, knowing that they were tested. That sounds kind of absurd, doesn't it? That somebody would not test the brakes on your car before they sold the item. And it's funny because Dream Paint, they do that all the time. This is why you have to have tests, because these tests will allow the customer to see that he or she is not getting house paint. It can't be done with fabrics. It can't be done with this. It can't be done with that. That you are getting exactly what you paid for. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call our Black versus Black. We started these demonstrations. These demonstrations go all the way back to sevens. The reason why these are done, because again, I knew myself as a person who developed screen paint for many, many years, that developing a black technology, at the time we were developing it, didn't even exist. There was no such thing as a black screen. We are the first black technology. You can go back and check. There was no one making black screen paint at that time, only us. So, what are the odds of someone coming in and saying, hey, what if I go buy black paint? Want to do the same thing? What if I buy black fabric? Want to do the same thing? Or black plastic, or black film, or black mesh, or whatever. Want to do the same thing. So to prove that our product was different, and even though it is an over-the-counter product, but it has something special in it to make it do something special, in order for me to back that up, I would have to do tests. And these are called tests. They're called Black versus Black tests. See how white that is? That's our black technology right there. That's not a white screen. That's our product right there. See on the snowstorm how the other screens turn dark? Because they can't accept and read white light. Virtually impossible, because it's everyday black paint. Everyday black paint can't see and read white light because it's everyday black paint. You would have to have something special in it to do that. And trust me, I've seen people try to make our products. We've given them permission. As a matter of fact, I need to post those on here too. We've given them permission to make our products because they thought it was so easy to do. Find out it wasn't that easy, was it? It's extremely hard, isn't it? And they still failed, by the way, just to let you know. We did help them out. We did help them because for some reason, someone was struggling to try to make it black. It kept coming up gray. Rows were coming up gray. I just didn't want to see any more demonstrations on it, so we did it for him. We made a black version to help him out, increased it, made it better than what he was doing, and it still failed. So it's not what they thought it was. So, the testing. Now, we've made their products. Of course, we posted their products all over the internet. Not one challenge was ever made or ever done because they know at the end of the day, it'll match. Heck, all I have to do is take Sherwin-Williams Network Grade 773, sprinkle some glitter into it, and put it on a challenge, and they wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Terrified of slip silver, microblend. Oh yeah, I'd definitely be terrified of that stuff. That stuff is pretty good. We've had it over here quite a few times. They won't touch that either. So the question is, how do you know your product is real if you don't have any tests? Consumer, not talking to you naysayers. At the end of the day, I know you're in a room. I know you're biting your bottom lip. I know you're upset. I know you're angry. Put it this way. Let me get into your head a bit here. If this bothers you, if this makes you upset for me to say these things out of my mouth, then that means that you are a fake. Do you understand? This is for the naysayers. If this bothers you, if this is making you angry, what I'm saying, that means you're a fake. Because anyone else can back their product up, but this wouldn't bother them one bit. Why would it bother me? If I told people that I could jump the Grand Canyon on a bike, right? Say I'm a fake and phony. Say I can't jump the Grand Canyon. And if someone were to bring this challenge up and challenge me, this would make me upset because I can't back up my lie. But if I could jump the Grand Canyon, what the freak would I care about? You say whatever you said to the day. Oh, give me a bike. Let me show you how this is done. There you go. You're fake. If it angered you, if it upset you, you are a fake. Because that means you've been lying all this time to consumers, making them believe that they're buying a special product when actually at the end of the day, they can do it themselves with just house paint. So this message isn't for you, and they want it to be about them. It has to always be about them. It's not for you. It's for the consumer. I'm talking to the consumer, the everyday Joe who's going out and getting himself a home theater and a projector. How do you know that your screen paint you're purchasing is not house paint? Where are the tests? And that's what you need to look for. This is why we arm customers with valuable information. We say before you ever buy a product, before you even put anything in your shopping cart, you contact that person, you request tests. Make sure that all tests have been done before the product was sold. This is basic common sense. Look, people, my cell phone here, the monitor here, computer here, my mouse here, keyboard here, everything's here is tested. Why do you think I bought it? Because it was tested. Tested and approved. That's why I purchased it. So why do you buy a product and put it on your wall that has no test behind it? You don't even know the reaction. If something goes wrong, who's going to troubleshoot it? Can they troubleshoot it? How can you troubleshoot something you've never tested? I got to call out some names here. I usually don't like to do this, but we're going to call some names out here. Danny. Excuse me. Here, up there. Your screen paints don't come out the same color as you advertise. That shows a product that was clearly never tested. Can you imagine if he was at a show, electronic show, whatever they have them at, where they produce these screens and all, and that happened? You know how embarrassing that would be? I myself wouldn't want to go through that at the end of the day. That's why I test my products. I don't want to look like a complete idiot in front of people. I install this in areas where people are watching me. They watch me paint that whole screen in. You know how embarrassing that would have been to me painting a screen that was black and I turned a completely different color? Oh, that would have been such an embarrassment. This is why we test. So the fact that he painted that screen in and it came out a complete different color, it actually, to tell you the truth, and people have said this on the forum site, it looks exactly the same way before he painted the screen. That's even worse. It's like you're painting with watercolors. Nothing, I can't explain how that happened, but again, that's a huge fail. All that needs to be taken off. You need to do testing, whatever with that. There's no testing of your product whatsoever. And if that's going to be a failure there, who knows what else is going to pop up at the end of the day. Do you know how that happened? Do you know how to fix it? No, you don't, because you didn't test the product properly. That's why I did that. Jamie. Yo, we know we definitely have to bring you up. I'm not going to we don't need to go through all that. You match house paint. There's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else to go through about your attitude and how you run your business and you run it from court orders. There's nothing to talk about when it comes to that at all, period. There's nothing to do with it. Let's get down to your product. You are the perfect poster child for why, I'm not calling him a child, but saying poster child for why tests must be done. On a live stream, you match the house paint. Perfect example. You did it twice at that, and both videos went missing, which means you have acknowledged that you failed. This is the reason why products have to be tested. This is why before customers talking to you, before you buy a screen paint product, make sure that the product is tested and all the timestamp dates clearly show that the product was tested before it was sold. Because again, you don't want to turn around and find out that you could have went out and did it yourself. Now, you see this demonstration, gentlemen? This is something you are not familiar with, and I'll explain to you. We're talking about the naysayers. You see the word Ken? That's everyday black paint. You see that bright image popping up? That's our black technology. That's how much light our screens can generate. See that black fabric sitting behind the back of it? I can literally take paint and I can draw into my screen and it doesn't even match. You can't do this demonstration because you'll match the screen. That's why these demonstrations are not performed by them. So if you can't do that, why would I purchase something that I could go out and just get it from a hardware store? And how does a customer know 100% that he or she is getting a product that actually works? Now I know this video bothers you. It bothers you deeply. It does. All my videos bother you deeply. I have more black on black demonstrations than you guys. Well, you don't have any test demonstrations. What's the point of mentioning that? There is no test demonstrations. We can't find any. All we're finding is just more and more videos going missing. That's basically about it. Oh, there's Taco chasing around his mouse. So you see that right there? That's me. If you notice, the black shirt that I'm wearing doesn't match my screen. Neither do the pants. Ah! Sorry, that's my laugh I like to do. My stuff is tested. That's why I see it with a big old grin on my face. Anytime somebody comes and says, what about your product versus black paint? Kool-Aid grin pop up. Because I've done these tests already. Listen to the consumer. You need to make sure that you are buying a product that's not house paint. Because you don't want to get ripped off. See me drawing into the screen the black paint? There we go. See that? We even had this under a challenge. You know, these are challenges too. Ever put up every black versus black demonstration is a challenge that we put up. So, when it comes to gray screens, where are your tests? How do I know at the end of the day, if I'm a consumer purchasing from you, that I'm getting a product that's an actual screen paint and not a house paint? How do I know this? Where's my proof? To the consumers, you're purchasing for the first time. This is why you buy from us and us only. And I'll tell you why. We tested against certified screens, and we can show at the end of the day that we can take on certified screens where you don't have to spend $5,000, $3,000 for screens. We have the most demonstrations for outside demonstrations than any other screen paints on the market. Challenge me, see if I'm wrong on that. I've built and designed more projection screens. I've done more test demonstrations than anybody else on YouTube. You can't go on YouTube without bumping into me. We have over 8,000 video demonstrations. We go back from gray screens to gunmetal screens to black technology. We literally have a history. They don't have it. If you're going to get the most for your projector investment, you want to make sure you get what you pay for and that you're not getting robbed at the end of the day. That someone's not up there selling you some snake oil and explaining to you that all these pretty colors are coming from this screen when technically it's not. We don't use overpriced, hyped up projectors, because the reason why I don't use these projectors is because the projectors do all the work. Now, you got to consider the fact that the fellow that goes by the name of Pro1176 on his channel, who matched the Cinemax to Network Gray 773, consider all the people who may have purchased that product before they saw that demonstration. How do you think they were feeling? Pretty upset, right? Can you imagine that? You watch a demonstration where someone talked to you on the phone and told you this product was all hyped, it was this, it was that, it was all these things, right? And then turn around and you just saw a demonstration of him matching house paint. How would that make you feel? You want your money back, wouldn't you? You'd be upset, you'd be angry, wouldn't you? This is why products have to be tested. That shows you how dark the screen is. So if you look at my screen here, so much light is pushing off the screen. See how the black paint's not seeing anything? See how much white light's coming off that screen? That screen's solid black. That's how much light our screens generate. Now, you see when I point over here to the screen here? That shows you that the entire time that screen was black too. They're both black. It's just that our screens can see white and accept white light. That's how much light our screens push off. As a matter of fact, it shows you how bright the gain is on that technology too. So anytime we get somebody to come in and go, well, you know, can you show me the difference? Well, we got tons of demonstrations. Matter of fact, we got demonstrations posted under our shopping cart. You can go right under our shopping cart. You'll see a ton of demonstrations right there. You go to any screen paint site right now, anyone, not those, just those two, anybody. See if you find any demonstrations on any test, anything being done, nothing at all, period. Let's remove the black cloth off the screen. So much white light that thing is generating. Good gracious, man. And this was a phantom. Now, for those people who are saying, well, in order for a screen to generate that much white light, it must be something on his camera. My screens are on site. You know that, right? One's on site right now. There's right there at a kid's classroom. If that screen came up as dark as it was claimed it came up that dark, then nobody in that classroom would be able to see the screen. Wouldn't that be virtually impossible? What, I got brainwashing capabilities, and what's going on with that? That screen's not in my apartment. That screen's not sitting in my home. That screen is sitting on site. The screen that was projecting fish right through glass, that's on site. So that ISO nonsense, well, that's out the door now. That's pretty much, at the end of the day, just cause jealousy and basically just trying to figure out ways trying to taint my product. Can't do that. My product works. Look at that white level. Is that insane or what for black technology to push that high? And 48s are way, way, way beyond that. A dedicated black Cinemax? Yeah, that's ones we're using right now on site. Look at that. Is that insane or what? See, we know why people who make these products do this is because it's fear at the end of the day. The gravy train is about to be derailed. They don't like what we do because we won't play with them. We won't do the same demonstrations they do, cutting corners. They want us to play ball. We're not playing ball at the end of the day. We're not about that. We're about basically ruffling the infrastructure to expose the fakes at the end of the day. That's what we're about. This is why they hate our demonstrations. This is why they try to discredit what we do at the end of the day, because that means they would have to work just as hard, and they don't want to do that. They want to continue to sell you fake products with high-end projectors in dark environments and basically charge you for something that you literally could have just did yourself, because there's no test to back their products. And this is why every time we come out with a new product, it scares the daylights out of them. We made an announcement about that new gamer paint coming out. Ooh, that stuff is going to look amazing when you get your hands on that. And they freaked out. We got all kinds of emails of them upset, angry, mad, confused because the new gamer paint coming out. They don't like that. This is another product they got to deal with. Now, if you think you're scared about that, wait till you see that Element 77 pop up. Ooh, man, I'm telling you, it's going to ruffle some feathers right there. So what I'm doing right now, I'm putting a certified screen. That's a certified screen right there. That's a white sheet of paper. That's a black screen that's generating a white level so high that it's taking the gunmetal certified and it's turning it white. These are the kind of tests that you should be seeing before you buy a product. See right there? Me flashing the screen. That right there is 0.9 gain. That is an elite screen right there. That's their white screen. So we got a 0.9 gain screen versus our black technology. And we're showing our technology's white level. It's interesting how we show these white levels, but I never see contrast levels on a gray screen because you can't see it. One of the things I explain in videos all the time, the most dangerous screen you will ever have on the market is a black screen that can read white light. Because the most important thing when it comes to home theater projection is not white levels, it's contrast. It's the number one thing. A screen that can see 100% black, also read white levels, and also read color. See how that's popping up? Look at that. And this is one of the many tests that we have at the end of the day. All these test demonstrations are time-stamped, which means we can show that the product was tested before it was sold. Because I do not like to look like an idiot on camera. I refuse to look like an idiot on camera. And on top of that, my product has to be tested. I'm going against certified at the end of the day. There's no way in the world for me to go against a certified, even mention their names to begin with if my technology is not tested, not designed what it can do. Because they definitely will strike back. That's the technology that's not going to sit there and back down and run at the end of the day. So if I'm going to go against a certified screen, my stuff better be correct. That is, let me see, judging by the color of that is an elite screen. Oh man, what is that screen right there? I can't think of the name of it. I know what this one is. That's the 1080p. I know that's one. That's the one that's a 0.9K. Ah, my goodness, let's see. There's 3 of them. It'll come to me later on. So in this demonstration, I'm going to show you my product's not matching black paint. I can draw on the screen if I want to with black paint, it doesn't match. And I got 2 certified highlight screens plus a white sheet of paper, and I'm doing white levels. This shows you where our white levels lay at. This demonstration alone, by itself, no gray screen can match it. I would love to see a gray screen come out here, take gray paint, roll into their screen, and do the same demonstration. Never going to happen. We do the whole 9 yards, everything. Brought out more certified screens. So we do a color level demonstration. Very thorough about my test. We do transitions, everything. So for you naysayers, that if you decide to make a new product, there's another test. Yeah, Cinema Gray 5D. I couldn't think of the name. It's 5D, 3D, and that's the Cinema Gray by itself. There we go. There's one Cinema Gray right there. So that's a $1,500 screen right there sitting up there against my product. Mind you, technology is jet black. So in order to do this, it has to be to generate a high enough white level. So you have to know what you're getting. What are you paying for? What are you getting at the end of the day? Are you getting what you paid for? Because if you're not getting tests like this, if people are not doing these tests at the end of the day, if you're not seeing these demonstrations displayed on the website, don't buy the product. See all these test demonstrations? Yeah. Here's the interesting thing about it. You know why these test demonstrations were done, right? They weren't done to basically rub it in someone's face. No, they were done for me. That's why I did them. Because if I design something, I have to know 100% that this technology is going to work. I refuse to look like an idiot on camera. I'm not going to sit up there on camera and watch my product blend into an everyday house paint and sit there and scribble and drop things and touch the camera. I don't got time for all that nonsense. Either it works or it doesn't. I have to be on site with this stuff. I'm talking to people at the end of the day. I'm walking into business establishments. This technology has to work. I'm not going to look like an idiot. So your stuff has to be tested. Classroom. Now the demonstration I saw on the other screens, y'all had to turn lights out in the environment. They're not turning on your lights in this environment. It's not going to happen. They're not going to do anything to coach the screen. They're not. Either it works or it doesn't. They don't turn out nothing in this environment. I can show a star field, boom, right up there. I can show snow, I can show whatever I want in that environment. I can do it on a projector that costs only under $200. And I seen a demonstration with somebody with using a short throw high-end venue projector, and they had to turn the lights out. With the lights on, the screen was completely faded and washed out. Now, I'm pretty sure the reason why they paid the money for that short throw projector and a powerful amount of lumens is because of the environment they were dealing with all that light. The fact that they had to turn the lights out so the screen wouldn't wash out was a fail. We know what we're talking about. Seeing this demonstration? This is a business establishment. This is not my home. This is why you don't do demonstrations in ambient light controlled environments, because what happens if you have to work in an environment like this? Then what? You can't go, oh, I need to do your favor. Can you turn out these lights? This is a hallway. So they walk from here to the hallway, over here to the classes room. Behind me is an area where they have seating net for the kids to watch the screen right here. They're not turning out these lights. Either that screen works or it doesn't. This is why you have to make sure your products are tested. This is why you have to make sure that at the end of the day, the people who basically purchase products from us need to know that our products are tested and they're not getting house paint. And you as a consumer, do you know 100% when you purchase a product from someone, is that product tested and can that product match house paint? Saving you hundreds, you could have saved hundreds by basically doing the research yourself. Come on, you spend the time and you research your projector, do you not? You sit there and watch people that will spend hours and hours and hours researching a projector. They research everything there is on a projector, every single thing on a projector, just about everything. It comes down to your screen, you do very little research. That's the main part of your setup. Without that screen there, that projector doesn't work anymore. Don't get me started on the ultra short throw fiasco, because that's funny as I don't know what. I have no idea, and not just those two, everybody we've seen with the P2 projector, I have no idea how y'all got a machine. It's more expensive than mine, costs more than my machine costs sitting on the floor, and y'all can't even match this demonstration. Every single one of y'all sit in the dark, every last one of y'all. Poorly lit environments on a machine that powerful. You're even closer to the screen than me. Y'all like a foot away from the screen at 3,000 lumens, and y'all can't pick up. So you can't say, hey, it's the ISO of this cameras. It's the settings. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then that means everybody else is seeing what I'm seeing. Then that means I'm tricking everybody. I must have magical powers. If I have that kind of powers at the end of the day, then guess what? Why am I selling paint? Why am I doing any of this? If I have godlike powers to be able to control what people think, why am I doing? I shouldn't be wearing a cape or something and on top of a building trying to rule the world, something like that. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Okay, just wondering. Now, for some people saying, well, it's an easy demonstration. It's an ultra short throw projector sitting around. Ah, there you go. Precisely. This is why I don't understand why when I go on YouTube, I watch a bunch of demonstrations of ultra short throw projectors sitting in dark environments. That's right. You are sitting right up on top of the screen. Why are you sitting in the dark? What's the problem there? I had somebody sat there and said that, well, your demonstration's easy. You're sitting right on top. Ah, there you go. Ultra short throw is the most easiest demonstration you can do. Every demonstration we find is sitting in the dark. Why? Okay, even do this. 100% contrast level, fully lit environment. I don't care what your contrast capability. I have never seen a projector do this yet. An ultra short they'll do this. Show me a contrast level in a fully lit environment. Doesn't make a difference what machine you got. It comes down to your screen. Now, for those that are saying, should I buy that projector? Yeah, you should buy P2. P2 is an amazing machine. The problem is the P2 has been dumbed down. It's been dumbed down completely because people that were using it on gray and white screens, and gray and white screens don't function. As a matter of fact, if you really want to get technical about it, for people who think they know all this at the end of the day, do you know what kind of screens that a 4K and 1080p projector is supposed to be produced on? Not like gray. It's supposed to be gunmetal or darker than gunmetal. That's what you use. Go to any forum site and ask them, what is the best application of screen color for 1080p and 4K? And they will tell you it's gunmetal or it's basically black. Not gray and white. Now, for those, the biggest lie we tell ourselves at the end of the day, Ms. Adamson here, is the fact that we tell ourselves that because the projector has all these beautiful bells and whistles, this is what we're going to see on our screen, regardless of our screen. Not going to happen. I've done that myself, so I know exactly where you're coming from. And people make projectors also believe that, because if your projector has high contrast, your screen's going to see that black level. But they're also going to tell you that you have to be in an ambient light controlled environment because they know any light in the environment is going to wash out the contrast. Let me do the Coca-Cola. Oh, we did the dark city scene right there. That's another one we did for contrast levels. There's some bright levels on there on top of that too. Now, if I was doing a screening here in this environment for this whole setup, we drop in like a 100-inch screen, put in an ultra short throw projector, paint it in, done. That's it. They can watch whatever they want up here and never have to worry about turning any of these lights out in the environment. Put a gray screen up there, well, you ain't picking up contrast. You definitely ain't picking up color. If you got a white screen up there, it's definitely not going to work. Oh, we did some beautiful fish, didn't we? Yeah, we did. All right. Oh, this was the 120 in the back. This is the office screen in the office. This is usually the size screen you would have in an office. It's about a 50-inch screen. I don't want to run too much time here because I got some things to do. I'm going to be doing on the Gamer Paint, downloading some new games. I got the thing called The Killing Floor 2. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to check that out. I'm doing that on the Gamer Paint. Now see, you have an office setting. We ran ultra short through this whole place. Got an office setting. You want to put an ultra short throw in there for your boardroom meetings. You don't want to turn out your lights. You want to show off your pie charts and grids and all that good stuff. And you don't want to turn your lights out. There you go. There's your solution right there. Get a white screen, you ain't seeing jack. And if you notice, our area is just as bright as it is out here. I saw that in the demonstration. It was darker here and lighter out there. That shows you the angle, swing over. Boom. All right. It's a place where we're going to be doing more installments pretty soon as they finish the rest of the work in the place. So you see these huge pipes at the top and back there, pipes coming down. Those are basically the system used to basically suck out all the smoke. This is the smoke lounge. So that's why you're seeing these huge ducts dropping down here and here, because that's what they're installing in. This sucks in all the smoke and whatever's in there. Of course, very important because again, I have respiratories and this place would kill me. So I'm going to be in here moving about, and I'm going to be in here in the grand opening. I'm going to be in here when they have the grand opening of the place. So I have to make sure that they have this duct system put in, and that's what they're installing it. So this isn't the finished place. This place is going to look gorgeous when they get done with it. It's still under construction. So all this is going to be completely different. So when I was in there to map the area out to see where we're going to put screens at, where everything was going to be set up. See the duct system behind there? Once everything is done, then they bring us back in, and then we basically install the final touches. All the decorations and everything they'll be put in to make the place look beautiful, we'll be coming in to install our screens. So that's what we're waiting on right now. But I was in there to map it out. When I first talked, they said, why don't you just come down and walk around? And that's what I did. I went around, walked around to see where they want the screens at, where they want stuff placed at. Now this was supposed to be, I painted this in because they already purchased the product from me. And Painted it in ahead of time because I wanted to show them what they were getting. You know what I mean? It's in the container. They never got a chance to see it. Came down there, painted it on top. It's a good opportunity for me to do a demonstration. These are the projectors that we advise them to get. Christie LW400s. These are 720p projectors. These projectors, like I said, he got 2 of these for under $400. It was under $400? But yeah, under $400. So we saved them a ton of money. So this was just painted up there. Just keep in mind, you can see where they're still working on the place. The place is still under construction. So we're in there just mapping out the area to see where these screens are going in, where they want this, where they want that. But I painted this up on the wall to show them exactly how amazing this is going to look. So he liked it so much, he said, how come we can't keep it here? So they want to keep it there. I'll have to come back in and do the screen because, like I said, they got to repaint the walls and everything. So I have to come back in and put this in all over again. And our window technology. Now, like I said, this was all special effects and special settings on the cameras, and we don't use expensive projectors, as you can see. The same projector we're using back there, the 720p we're using on this. So none of that at all, period. This is why you got to use ultra short throw. See the lamp glare right there? There's a lamp glare. That's why you use ultra short throw in the setup. But this is the reason why, whenever people are saying we're using special effects, but if that's the case, it wouldn't work here at all, period. It can be virtually impossible. All our stuff is tested. That's why I don't like to look like an idiot on camera. I want to make sure my stuff works. So my stuff has to be tested. Number one, I use my screens myself. And I don't like to be trapped in the dark. Products gotta work, people. Products gotta work. Oh, there's the Optima GT55 outside. Now this demonstration right here, really quick, this demonstration puts every single YouTube, and sorry, it is true, I'm not bragging, it's true. It's a challenge underneath this one, you know that, right? This one literally has a challenge. This is an ultra short throw projector outside at 140 inches. This is on the Supreme 8, which we don't make anymore because, of course, we're upgraded. This is a 140-inch screen outside. When I watch demonstrations of people showing off doors open up with a little bit of light sprinkling through, again, furniture blocking windows and saying, look, you can do this in a fully lit environment. That's a joke to us. We could do this outside at 140 inches. The Optima GT55s and 56s were only designed to do a screen size of 100 inches only. We are maxed out that size to 140 inch, and we're outside. Because I got sick and tired of seeing these demonstrations. This is why I did this demonstration. Doing my research, trying to find anything that was people doing demonstrations with lots of light and also short throw projectors, and I couldn't find them. So I said, you know what, I'm taking my projector outside and do a demonstration. I got tired of doing a demonstration inside. We've done it inside so many times it's not even funny. So let's challenge ourselves. Let's take it outside and let's see if this technology works on ultra short throw outside. The reason why they won't do these demonstrations is because they're afraid of failure. What if the screen washes out? What if the color doesn't pick up? What if the white level? They're afraid. So they put it in a comfortable environment, which we call ambient light controlled, so that way they can control the screen's contrast and color by sticking you in the dark. If your products were tested, you could do this, but your products are not tested. Or even if they were tested, a gray screen can't do this anyway. It's not going to happen. Now these are demonstrations we have directly onto the website, of course. There's a window technology. I'm gonna put a grid right in here, a massive grid. I'm gonna put all our ambient light projection technology right in that grid. All right, well that's basically about it. Make sure your stuff is tested, people. Before you go out, before you purchase a screen paint product, make sure that the product is tested. make sure that the person selling you the screen paint can show a timestamp. When you click on here, by the way, just scroll down, can show you a timestamp of the product being tested before it was shipped. And most importantly, you want to make sure that the product is not matching house paint, because you don't want that, because you could have did it yourself. Now, like I said, for the naysayers, again, we know you're upset, we know you're bitter, and we know you're angry about what I just said out of my mouth. But if this upsets you and this makes you bitter at the end of the day, then you're a fake. You're phony. That's what you are. Other than that, if your stuff is tested, why would you be bothered by what I just said? The only people that are fearing what I said are people who have not done tests. You went to school and you basically had a test coming up, and you studied hard for it, and you know you're going to pass this test. Why would you fear a test the next day? If you didn't study for it, then you are going to fear the test because you know you're going to fail because you didn't do your work properly. That's all it comes down to. And some of you get so bitter that you'll point to someone who's passed the test and has done the test. Oh, they cheated. I saw them cheat. And you know what that person will do? They'll say, well, he'll have to take the test again. And he'll take the test again. He'll pass. Over and over, again and again and again and again and again. He'll pass because he's done the test. But you, on the other hand, you won't pass. These are all my test demonstrations beyond more than we have this right here. And they can't pass any of these test demonstrations. What you want is you want a customer that'll come on and won't ask any of these questions. Someone you can fill with a bunch of lies at the end of the day, like range gain. There is no such thing as range gain. Please tell me how that's possible. A YouTuber came on, Danny. We don't mention the other part because he doesn't own the name. But anyway, said that if you paint the screen another way, it transforms to a different gain. Really? Have you been eating magic mushrooms? That's the only way to figure that out. Have you been eating crystal meth, mushrooms, whatever? Who in the right mind comes up with these stupid ideas? So if you paint the screen a different way, the gain on the same paint that you used previously to paint the screen will change to a complete different gain. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. And yet, when painting the screen in, even though it didn't come out the exact same color it should have came out, never explained what gain they were painting in. You know why? Because again, they would go back to the topic of the other gain. So how does that one achieve? I've never seen a video on that one. Am I going to go venture out and look for it? No, because that's the dumbest thing. For me to go out and try to find a demonstration of him actually showing two different gains, that's a waste of my time. That's not possible. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. That's some magic paint at the end of the day. That's some serious magic paint. That's almost as dumb as that projector called JMGO, or they call that projector, made a statement about their ultra short throw projectors. If you hit it on a non-ambient light rejection screen, it's supposed to be 2600 lumens, but the minute you hit it on a screen that's ambient light rejection, it jumps to like 30 something lumens. Come on, are you kidding me? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. No. Unless you got a way to back this up and you could prove this, then you will believe it. Other than that, no. Not gonna happen. And literally wrote this on his website. That's fraud, right there from the door. That's misconceiving, that's lies, that's fraud if you can't back that up. If I sit there and say, hey, my screens can knock out certifies, I got tons of testing on certifies. My screens don't match black paint, black fabric, black plastic, micro mesh, whatever fabric, I got tests to back that up. My technology can produce images in fully lit environments. Ugh, we got tests to back that up. We can make invisible technology to push through glass. We can back that up. We run off 1,000 lumens. We can back that up. Back it up, 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 back it up. Come on now. We can project at 250 inches over 27 feet back on a 4,000 lumen projector in 720p. Look, did that one already. You got to back all that up. Can't just say stuff. That's why the specification sheets don't have anything on them, because you have to have actual tests on the product. But the bigger question besides all that to everyone make sure that before you purchase any screen paint, not only just to test, make sure that they can do a gray versus gray demonstration. That's what you want to see. You want to see a comparison against a gray house paint product. Before you ask them, before you tell them what projector you have, before you tell them what size screen you're going to, before you tell them any of that, tell them, hey, I want to see a demonstration of your product versus house paint. And I guarantee they hang the phone up on you. I guarantee you they will hang the phone up on you or basically try to change the subject to something else. I guarantee you. Ask us that question, how many videos you want. I'm going to go back over here to my black shop demonstration over here. I got 3 more videos to load up on there too, versus black. I'm going to fill those out today. Oh no, let's do some new ones. We've got the new gamer paint. I want to do black paint versus my gamer paint. Oh, I wonder if they got the micro blend black. I'm dying to get my hands on that right there. We tested just about everything else. I want that micro blend black. I want to put that against my screen paint. Now see that? See the attitude, gentlemen? You hear me talking on camera? You hear me sitting there saying, I can't wait to get my hands on that slip silver. I want that black version of it to put against our gamer paint. I can't wait for this. And you guys are terrified to do these demonstrations. That was the cloth right there. All right. Let me see. This is the paint on the screen. First one we made our own paint. There we go. This is another demonstration they won't do. Make gray paint and put it against your own product. So what we did is we showed you the ingredients on how we made our own black paints, and we put them against our own screens. You will never see them do this. Because in fear that they may basically make a product and show you how to make it for free, and if it matches their screen, why would you pay for their product? There you go. This is a very, very extremely hard test to do. They'll never do this. Adding white paint, each one. Each one we can dab it out to show you different colors of black we're getting from each one. This is all the paint that I made off your black and white demonstration. We mixed black and white paint together. Yeah, we made so many versions of gray paint, it's not even funny. Matter of fact, I did it in my kitchen a couple days ago, about a month, last month. Alright, so you can watch. We got the movie down here to watch anyway. Painting service and painted all these live. Every last one of these were done live on camera. And y'all match one house paint and that's the end of it. We never hear it ever again. I never seen any demonstrations after that. You do know that when you make a screen paint, if you make 4 or 5 of them, every single one of them have to go through that test. You can't do one of them, have it fail, and then don't do the rest of them ever again. Can't do that. Every single one has to go through the test. Every screen paint we ever develop has a black versus black attached to it. So these are each one I'm doing. So it's in the meter room. That's our black screen right there. One of the services we painted as black paint. I'm doing black versus black on my gamer paint. Why wouldn't I not do that? That'd be stupid. absolutely gorgeous. These are the two surfaces we painted upstairs. These are the tests you got to do. These are the tests that consumers should be expecting at the end of the day. If you're not getting these tests, don't buy the product. Don't go near it. I gotta get up, I gotta walk down here, get cat food for this cat. Larry told him stop jacking your food up. You're gonna jack this food up too on top of that. Never seen an animal eat that way before. Like literally splash water into his food dish. Can't have, a lot of people understand, water goes into your dog's dish, you gotta dump that out automatically the next day, because that can fester into mold, make the animal sick. We can have it in there for the day, but you eventually gotta dump it. I'm gonna have to get separate dishes for him. I don't know where he got that weird habit from. At one point I had to dump on the freaking dish to the floor. Let's see when the image comes up. Those are the two surfaces we made. So we made our own black paint to put against our product. This is why when I sit there and we give people permission to make our products, we've tested our stuff. We know what's going to happen. We even made our own screen paint and put it against our products. So we know them trying to make the product is going to fail. We need to put these up here too. I got to post those. It's even funnier, giving y'all the opportunity to try to make our products clearly shows that at the end of the day, y'all don't understand the first thing about black technology. If you don't understand the first thing about black technology, you can't make gunmetal. Because gunmetal is extremely dark technology. There's no way in the world you got gunmetal. That's virtually impossible. If you have gunmetal technology, then guess what? Then you need to go against every gunmetal screen you can get your hands on. And we're talking about fully lit environments, because gunmetals don't display in dark environments. They display in fully lit environments. They're professionals at ambient light projection technology. So that's where you need to be able to put that screen. The reason why they make that statement, but the reason why they can't back it up, because you can't stick that screen because it's not gunmetal. That screen will wash out. You call yourself anybody. As a matter of fact, anybody who claims to have gunmetal technology, you should be to take out diamond with no problem. And you can't. Diamond is an extremely difficult screen to take out. It is. I would say out of all the certified screens, from my experience, because you guys don't have enough experience in certified screens, I would. Of all the experience of all the certified screens I've tested, Diamond would be number one. I'm not saying this, like I said the other day, I respect the man's work. I respect his dedication. I don't like how they treated us. At the end of the day, I do believe my product is far better than Black Diamond at the end of the day. And I know that because we've gotten letters from them. They know what we're all about. They know what kind of technology we develop. But I do know for a fact that out of any certified screen, if I didn't have my technology and any certified gunmetal, I would choose a Black Diamond any day. It's far more superior than any gunmetal screen I've ever seen. I don't know what he did or how he did it, but it is far superior than any gunmetal I've ever seen. If you're gonna call yourself having gunmetal technology, guess what you're gonna have to do? You're gonna have to beat one of the top screens and get recognized by them at the end of the day. And none of you guys have achieved that yet. We have achieved that. In order for a company, that's a big company. It's a big company, okay? You have to consider the fact that the screen paint makers, this is a projection screen, a physical screen, mind you. Not screen paint, it's a physical screen. I look at it this way. Elite Screens, DMP Supernova, and Black Diamond. They're giants. They're walking around the earth. Our screen paint makers are little guys sitting on the ground. You know what I mean? You walk around, you don't realize how many ants and bugs that you crush under your feet because you don't even recognize, you don't even know they're even there. But they know you're there. So, as they're walking around, they can see each other eye to eye. Diamond's a little bigger than the rest of them, because like I said, it's more superior technology, but they can see each other. They just can't see you at the end of the day. It has to be something there to catch their attention. They go, what the freak is that over there in that corner that's glittering like that? Like, what's that? What's that bright light coming from that corner? Let me go investigate. And that's what Diamond did. Diamond bent over and saw us and said, oh, this is interesting. This has possibility. But Diamond didn't realize what they were picking up was the thing of David and Goliath. And we were David at the end of the day because we could take a screen down easily. And that's what they realized later on, that what they picked up was a potential growing giant. And if it happens to reach their size, well, we could take them down easily. That's what they realized about us. So before you can even take the name gunmetal and breathe it under your breath, you must take out the best, and Diamond would be the best. We're not talking about taking a screen and sticking it in a dark environment. Diamonds are designed for it. Diamonds can be in fully lit environments. They can produce beautiful colors. They produce good contrast. They can do that. The gunmetals that you guys call yourself making is not even in the category of gunmetal. It's called charcoal gray. That's where you're at. Diamonds aren't charcoal gray. That screen was literally so dark. When I first saw it, I literally thought it was black, because I'm thinking black diamond. When I got it in my hand, I realized it was a very dark gray. It's one of the darkest grays I've ever seen. And it was quite impressive, extremely impressive. My buddy June was not joking around. He said it was like having a little TV in your hand. That's how amazing the sample sheet was. Put that thing against my screen, it wiped everything in the shop. Everything. I had nothing to compete with this. It was the most amazing thing I ever saw. That's what changed my mind. That's what pointed me in a different direction. After watching all these gray screen paints I was making for years and years and years, thinking that this is the top of the line. And when I saw that technology in the Black Diamond, this is the direction we needed to go. But the thing about, once I set my mind on something, like it's a black screen, because I thought Black Diamond was literally black. It was just very dark, dark gray. I wanted a black screen. I didn't want a dark gray screen. I wanted what I thought I saw. I wanted a black screen. So that's why I set my destination on developing a black screen. D4K, D5K, D6K were gunmetal technology. That's when we started testing this diamond. That's how I was able to match one of their screens. The only difference is that screen paints don't have narrow viewing cone effect. They're not affected by it. I don't know how in the world you have a screen that can't pick up on ultra short throw, because ultra short throws and short throw projectors have problems with the narrow viewing cone effect. They come up dark. So if your product doesn't work on ultra short throw, there's something wrong with your product. There's something really wrong with that. But anyway, just being able, and then knowing that we had a screen that was the fact that what caught their interest was the fact that we could swing from side to side and our screen wouldn't go dark around the edges. Certified screens usually have the issue because they have a reflective surface, which causes the narrow viewing cone effect. And screen paints don't have that. We were able to match their product, and that's why they contacted us. They didn't contact you guys today. Nope. They didn't even acknowledge your existence. Now, if we were able to get their attention enough for them to contact us and talk with us, and at the time we didn't have black technology, we were in the area of it, but we were developing the D6K, D5K, and D6K at the time. Those are products that, I think those are products at the time that were gunmetal. They were very dark gunmetal at the time, because we were just trying to get close to, trying to get something that was black, but just creeping along, just getting closer to that black level. What do you think a black technology would do to a black diamond? Because the whole purpose of gunmetal technology is to produce the highest contrast level. You can't produce no higher than black, which makes our screen the dominant screen. I would love to get a chance to test another black diamond. I would love to see a black diamond screen. I hope they make one. I really do. I would love to see that. You don't understand. People don't understand why I'm wishing for Diamond to come up with a blacker screen. But some people sit there and say, well, wouldn't that be? Well, yes, that's a challenge. That's more of a challenge. The more of a challenge, I wish that some of these screens would be all black. This would be fantastic because this gives us the ability to be able to design more advanced technology because I feed off of this at the end of the day. If a screen came out and it could absorb sun, well, we already have that already. Anyway, if a screen came out and it had, I don't know, something crazy to it, that's a big challenge for me. That's not something for me to back down. I will go head first on that because I can learn from that technology. Got that Mega Man skill, just absorb. You don't back down from challenges like that. Win or lose, I'm coming back with information to build a better screen to combat. That's what Diamond did for us. That's what Diamond, seeing that seeing that technology in my hand and seeing the ability and the capability to do better blues, amazing white levels, outstanding contrast levels, just to boom, I want the same thing. I worked even harder just to get that. Just to achieve that. And then I wanted greater. I wanted better than that. I wanted something that was 100% jet black. That's what I wanted. And more I developed black technology, the closer I got to developing higher white levels, better white levels, because it's all about the white levels. Get the white levels to pop, get that balance perfect, keep that contrast nice and dark. Diamond is what gave us our energy to boost to the next level. So if Diamond comes up with a black screen, oh my goodness, we'd have to push up our game. We'd have to work even harder to compete with it. There you go. That's why you great screen paint makers, you got lazy riding your gravy train. You got lazy. Sitting back saying, an ambient light controlled environments, easy. A high-end projector, easy. All that stuff is easy to do. There's no challenge in that. I can make a great screen paint, buy a 4K projector, stick it in an ambient light controlled environment, go, ooh, it's done. With no testing behind it. That's easy. No challenge. But if one of these companies come out with a black screen, oh man, we definitely would have to up our game. We'd have to work even harder to basically to challenge that screen. That makes my skills much more sharper at the end of the day. Makes me 10 times more advanced because we got bigger challenges to take on. But to do y'all stuff in the day, no tests? Are you kidding me? You know how easy that would be for me? No tests. So all I have to do right now, I can go to my kitchen right now. I can mix some black and white paint, put a little glitter in it, a little bit of silver, go buy myself a 4K PK projector, stick it on the wall, put it in an ambient light controlled environment, close all my blinds and everything, have a little bit of light pushing through and go, ooh, look at the beautiful pictures. Look how beautiful the colors are. Look how amazing the contrast is. There you go, and just sell it to you guys with no test. I can do that. That's easy. Yeah, no challenge. I hope they do come up with a black screen. That'd be a nice birthday gift or a Christmas gift. Because like I said, diamonds, and the one thing I loved about Black Diamond, they did, one of the demonstrations that caught my eye, that I couldn't keep my eye, is when he came out and he took that surface and he went to a white screen and he moved it around. Everywhere he moved that screen, that ocean popped up. It just popped up. Now, unlike you naysayers at the end of the day to get jealous because my product is starting to rise, because my product's getting noticed, or my product's been noticed for years, but it's going on to that next level. You get jealous over that. You get angry over that. Do you think I got jealous because Diamond's technology took mine apart? And do you think I got... No, I was fascinated by that. That man deserves everything he earned. 11 years of work. I think it was 11 years. He said he did 11 years of work, of dedication. He deserves everything he has. Everything. He worked for it. I'm not jealous over that. Why to be jealous over that? I don't like the fact how they treated us. I didn't like that. But he deserves everything that he worked for. And if it was for us seeing that technology, I'd still be making gray screen paints. Yep. All right. Well, that was a long conversation, wasn't it? I really get into it, don't I? I like to talk. I do. I really like to talk. I'm in a couple of debate clubs and for our own theater. I like to talk about stuff. But yeah, But getting back to your customers at the end of the day, make sure the stuff is tested. Make sure they can show proof of testing. Make sure they have it on the website. Make sure specifications, the things you're talking about, they can back it up. There's videos backing everything up. But most important, make sure it's not going to match house paint. Because you don't want to turn around and take the time out and the effort and the money to go out and paint it to a wall and find out at the end of the day that you could have did that with a basic house paint. First question you need to ask, don't worry about your projector, don't worry about your screen size. You ask them from the door, what is the difference between your product and house paint? You can't think of one? What's one called Network Gray 773? You can easily say that one at the end of the day. Or Slip Silver. Any one of those. Because you don't want to get ripped off. Home Depot, gray paint. See? These are the tones. These are the nightmares. I'm glad I don't make gray paint anymore. These are the nightmares. Any one of these will match their products. If they haven't done these tests under these products, then don't touch their stuff. Literally, one of them walked out of a Home Depot with bare silver screen and matched the screen and turned around and deleted the video. Sherman-Williams, gray paint. Ta-da! Benjamin Moore, gray paint. Ta-da! See, people, what you got to understand is that for the naysayers, these are the nightmares for them. Good for you, bad for them. Because again, I told you, when I was coming up, none of these grays ever existed. There were no gray tones. It was just basically bare 1050, and then later on we got the bare silver screen. So if you want to make gray paint, it was black and white paint. That's why if you look at it in the older demonstrations, it's always black and white, black and white. That's how you made your grays back then. And you had to put in so many scoops of black to control your tones. But now they come up with these tones. They got all different versions of gray tones, which means you don't even have to add in any black paint to it. You can just get one of these, sprinkle a little glitter in there, and voila, you're done. That's it. Put a little silver paint in there, and you're done. That's it. But they also make black paints. Black paint, Home Depot. Now, you see all these black paints they have up here? This is the reason why we had to do the test. Boom! In my shopping carts? Yeah. So when that topic comes up about how about your product in black paint, we're covered because our product doesn't match black paint. Because we've done the test. They haven't done the test. So big question is, how would you know? How would you know that the screen paint you just ordered right now, you could have literally went to a hardware store and picked it up at a gallon? You're paying $60 a quart, $90 a quart for something you could do for a gallon? And $90, you can get a 5-gallon container. Did you know that? Look at this right here. All purpose right here. See right here? All purpose pro. We just bought this too. As a matter of fact, we went to Home Depot and bought one of these. Yeah, we did. We bought this right here. Look at that. What's the price for that? $80. $80 for 5 gallons of it. Heck, paint your entire house in gray with this up if you're going down that route. What's the downside about this? Guess what? This can't see contrast, neither can this screen see contrast. This picks up the same color as the gray screen paint does. It just does. I hate to go here. I'm gonna have to go here. Don't have a choice. So I don't like to talk about things and can't back it up. You know me at the end of the day. You know how my brain functions. This is the reason why I got so many test demonstrations, so many demonstrations on so many levels, because I can't say something without backing it up. I have to back it up. It's just the way I am. If I say I can run 100 ultra short throw outside at 140 inches, I got to back it up. That's why these demonstrations are here, because I got to back it up the minute I say it out of my mouth. 250-inch screens, all that stuff, screens and fully animated, gamma, got to back it up. So you know where I'm going. Now, for Fernando, I know this is going to tick you off, but why in the world would it tick you off? You made the demonstration. I can never understand it. This guy gets so freaking ticked off over this demonstration. You made it. No one came in your house and stuck a gun to your head and forced you to make the demonstration. Now, that'd be a different story. If you were forced to make this demonstration, then this would bother you. I can understand that 100%. But I don't know why in the world you're getting upset and you're ranting at me at the end of the day because, and be careful what you say out of your mouth too. Remember, we know. So you know that from the door. But anyway, as I said before, what are you ranting about? What are you getting so upset about? It's your demonstration. You made it. Literally, for those you don't know. So this is the reason why we tell you, make sure your product is not, you want to make sure yourself it's not house paint. Because this fellow literally came on camera and matched a product that was house paint. You know how I work. I can't say something, I have to back it up because it eats at me. You know what I mean? So if I sit there and say, yeah, he matched house paint, even though I've showed it 1,000 times, I still have to show it because I don't say things without backing up. Just like when I simply said I was going to take you to court and I was going to get you served, was I joking around with that? I wasn't. I had somebody go right to his apartment and serve this guy. He got scared and he wouldn't take the serve, he wouldn't take the papers. I talked to him yesterday. They contacted me yesterday. So we don't play around with that. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Oh, yeah, you can go leave. Bye-bye. I already know for the door that hurts and bothers y'all. We know y'all naysayers in here in a minute. We say that. I can say certain key words and people start to disappear because we know who you are. But like I said, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if I say that I'm going to show up at your front door with somebody to serve you, it's going to happen. And we know exactly where you live at now. So you run your mouth, and papers are being filed as we speak. We still got more copyright claims that are going through. And also, too, we got criminal charges coming up next. Because he said some pretty crazy stuff about my family. He said crazy stuff about me. It made some death threats. So we're going to be going from there to next. So let's get back to this right here. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the reason why you have to ask these questions. Because this is a fellow who came on YouTube and claimed that this product, the Cinemax, is supposed to be his flagship product, was supposed to be a product at the end of the day that was supposed to be superior. It was supposed to be to do this, it was supposed to be to do that, it was supposed to do all these things he claims it's supposed to do. So, we did the network grade 773 test because I'm sitting downstairs thinking one day, with all these tones coming out, what are the chances of one of these guys just saying, you know what, why should I buy black paint? Why should I spend extra money for black paint when I can just go to one of these hardware stores, buy one of these great products, put a little glitter in it, and put my name on it and say, hey, this is our product. How close would one of these products come to matching a gray paint? So that's what we did. I went down, talked over to Sherman-Williams. They suggested the color. We didn't know what color to get. They said, hey, what about network gray? I said, that looks perfect. We didn't even know. As a matter of fact, on camera, I sat there and said when I was painted in, I don't know if this is going to match 100%. We just want to see how close it became. It actually matched. It didn't match one of them. It matched 3 of his products. It matched the Personal, it matched the Metallica Mix, and it matched the Cinemax. Now, like I said, this guy gets really irritated. He gets really ticked off when we talk about this. But again, this is your video. The fact that you get irritated, the fact that you get upset over this, clearly shows that you know you scammed your customers. So in the demonstration, that's his container, that is the receipts, and pretty soon you'll see him paint the screen in, and it matches. All the way through, it matches. This is why I said he's the perfect poster child for why customers need to request these tests. And the only people who get mad and leave the room are naysayers, because we know you're in here. We know you're in here watching. You're so easy to dig up. All I got to do is say a certain keyword and you leave mad and upset. It's easy to know who you are. You don't like the fact that we had him served. We had a process server go directly to his front door. They went through the gate. He tried to lock the gate. They went through the gate. They went up to his front door, took pictures, sent us all pictures, information. Everything was sent back to us because that's what we paid for. And they were trying to serve him, and he was scared to come to the door. He had his wife come to the door. Even tried to make a statement they moved. We know you didn't move. But don't worry, there'll be more coming. A lot more will be coming. We talked to them already. They put us on their account. We're going to have them come up again. Now that they know the situation, they're going to do it a different way. But you will get your day in court soon. You won't touch my copyrights, right? All right. Act big and bad on YouTube, but you hide behind your wife. Sorry, people, we had to go on topic off that one for a minute. There you go, right there. Now keep in mind, you're lucky at the end of the day, I'm not you. I know your exact apartment where you're at. Exactly. As a matter of fact, from what I saw from the pictures, I recognize your animals because they came to the door. So they didn't crack the door, they halfway cracked the door, and the animals came to the door. And I know what your animals look like. So we know it's you at the end of the day. We're trying to make a claim you didn't live there. Yeah, okay. I love that at the end of the day. People who get on the internet and talk, we talk about the people on the internet and talk all this trash, and then when you bump into them face to face, they're a completely different person. And when you send something to have something, get something done, they're a different person. But anyway, this is the scam right here. So as you can see, match the product. And this is the reason why you got to ask that question. Because if anyone sits up there and tells you, oh no, our product will match house paint, how do you know it? There's no test. I don't know, Jamie wants to make it sound, he's going to do the Karen cry, he wants to make it sound like everybody's picking on him. Buddy, you did this to yourself. Like I said, you made this video with your own free will. You just happened to match the product. We told you it was going to happen. I told you it was going to happen. I don't know what I'm talking about, right? All right. Only credit I give him is the fact that he did it. Because a lot of people wouldn't have done this with a 10-foot pole. They wouldn't have done it. But he had no choice on top of that because his customers pressured him to do it. Because on our end, we put it up several times that it should be tested. All screen paint should be tested. And this is a lesson to those of you that are getting into the field of making screen paint products. Make sure your stuff is tested and backed up. You cut corners, you will pay for it dearly. You think I'm joking? Wait till you get on site. YouTube's a different story. Wait till you walk off of YouTube and go on site. There's no dark environments in there. If you've been doing demonstrations and dark environments and high-end projectors and all that stuff, what are you going to do? You're going to convince someone to spend $4,000 for a projector because your product can't work on a projector that's a lower quality? How's that going to work? That's not going to work too well. That's the problem you have right now with people who sell products, screen paint products. They try to convince the owner to spend the money for a more expensive projector for makeup for what their screen can't do. Maybe their screen has very poor contrast, so we'll suggest you buy a projector that has a very high contrast to make up for what a screen can't do. Maybe you have too much light in the environment. We'll suggest you dim the environment because it works better than ambient light control. Try to sell you that dumb nonsense at the end of the day. Don't do that. Do your demonstrations in fully lit environments, do testing under your products, so that way when you get to a point where you start coming off of YouTube and you start doing installments and all that kind of stuff, you can stand behind your product 100%. Instead of going through this freaking crazy nonsense. This product is not even worth 60 bucks. Whatever Sherwin-Williams costs, that's what his product is, under that. Because why would you go out and spend 60 bucks for a quart of this when you can get that for far cheaper? That super paint. Now he bought Emerald. Emerald is different from super paint. Super paint is cheaper. You could have got super paint for around 30 bucks a gallon. And it does the same thing. So he has to sell his product for under 30 bucks. Probably somewhere in the range of probably $12. That's what his product is worth now, $12. Because you match the house paint. And what makes this even sadder, and I'll tell you what makes it even sadder, he still sells his product on his website. I'm not going to his website. I'm not going to go through that service ride of freaking nightmares. I've been to that site so many times, and his ranting and carrying on and acting up. I mean, again, me going on there and him carrying on, knowing we already are serving him again for the lawsuits, that's kind of like, put it this way, how Jamie is. Jamie doesn't know, he does know better, but there are some people that are designed to self-destruct. I've seen him do stuff on his website where we literally had to pull away from the website to keep him from harming himself. He's like that kind of person. So we get on that website and he starts carrying on and acting up and screaming and ranting and whatever going on. This is stuff that can be held against him in court. You can't hide behind the internet anymore, because we can send a processor to his house to serve him for court. We can put a bench warrant on him to come in. If he didn't show, we can put a bench warrant on him. We can put criminal charge. We know where he's at now. So I go to his site. He rants and carries. He doesn't know better at the end of the day. It's kind of like he knows better, but some people are their worst enemy. He knew he was going to get sued for copyrights, but he continued to carry on even though he knew this was happening. Now, we popped up at his front door. It got real for him. So to go to his website, he's just going to carry on and act up. This is evidence we're going to have against him. We're going to use this against him in court. It's not going to go well for him. He doesn't know how to, what's the word for it? It's just a word for it. It's just like he's not mature. Something wrong. He's not mature there. If I knew that I was going to be sued and I was going to lose my livelihood and my family was going to suffer through all this bad stuff, and someone sends me a document saying, hey, look, a cease and desist order, back down, chill, I would have just back down and chill. That's it. I'm not going to put my family through that nightmare. Who cares? I'm not going through that. He doesn't know how to chill. So now he knows that we can come to his front door. We can serve him. He knows it got real. To go to his website, you can go to yourself and find out. He's just going to go rant and carry on. And this is more evidence we're going to toss against him in court. Kind of like Jamie, I do you a favor sometimes, because at the end of the day, you don't know better yourself. You just don't know better. But this mess right here, people, this mess right here, this is the reason why you got to request the test. And this is the reason why you have to ask people like him and other people at the end of the day, is your product going to match house paint? If not, you're going to get ripped off. I'll let you watch the rest of that. I just got a confirmation from what, oh, she got the killing floor. We definitely doing that in co-op today. You know, are we pausing this or am I going on this? Oh, man. I have no idea why he just didn't take the crease and the cease order. He just took the order, and then why he didn't take it? And I said, buddy, you're lucky I'm not you at the end of the day, and I'm not that type of person. We had a few people who just contacted me asking for your address, your whereabouts. I don't know who the freak you tick off at the end of the day. Literally, that's literally how we got his address. He cheated a customer. The customer posted his address. We got it. That's how we got on Facebook. Just had me going through Facebook. I saw somebody who wrote an article about him, about how he got ripped off on his product. And they posted his address. And I'm like, that can't be real. I looked it up, and it was his real address. The only thing was, they couldn't get the apartment number. The correct apartment number was at. But the process server brought in an investigator, and they figured out where it was at. There are a few people contacted me about his whereabouts. Did they get the information? No, because I don't do stuff like that at the end of the day. I'm not that type of person. I got to answer for everything that I do. If I have something, it's between me and you only. That's it. Me, you, and the courts. That's as far as it goes. Doesn't go anywhere than that. If they want it, they got to figure it out. But I'm not going down that road. You're lucky at the end of the day, I'm not you. I ticked off some people got nasty with some people over on Instagram and called these people out their name. got a couple emails. When they found out we were able to track his whereabouts, I had a couple of people contact me asking for his information on where he was at. I just blocked the email. You're lucky I'm not that type of person. Jamie did a lot of people dirty. A lot of people dirty. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people want to see his head on a platter. They want to take you to court, then they do it. They figure it out for themselves on where you're at. But I'm not doing it at the end of the day. Yeah, he might do that to me. We know he'll do that to me in a hot second. He'll do that to me in a hot second. But I'm not sure. I don't stoop down to your level. That information is for me. And that information is for my attorneys and it's for everybody else to prosecute you for court. Other than that, anybody else? No, I'm not doing that. Look at that. I don't know what's worse in this demonstration right here is the fact that that P2 washed out just as fast as the house paint. That doesn't even look like a P2. That's supposed to be a 4K laser projector. This one talking about this stuff. Oh man, I don't even want to look at this anymore. That's just bad. That's really, really bad. All these products need to be tested. All of them. They all should be tested. Every last one of them. And some people feel that I'm wrong for saying that. You should want to test your products at the end of the day. I would think you would want to. You want to be caught in a situation with your pants down? That's what you want to be? That's what you want to go through? What happens if you do paint a screen on an installment? What happens if you get somebody like me that pops in and goes, I can do the same thing with Home Depot. Then what? What are you going to do then? You know how embarrassing that's going to be? If that person, they put that in somebody's head and they go out and they go to Home Depot and they put that on you, it's the same thing? You know how embarrassing that's going to be? I would think you would want to cover yourself at the end of the day. All right, I gotta go. I gotta download some videos. I'm gonna test out this gamer paint, and I'm gonna put some black. We're doing some black versus black because I want to add to my bottom of my page. You know, this guy. Just what I don't understand about this particular individual. That the other one, Danny, has no test on his product. None of his stuff is tested, and none of it. And this other guy, Crow, at the end of the day. He tested one product. Actually, 2 of them failed on house paint. The rest of them were never even tested on house paint. Not even done. That's messed up. Okay, I got things to do. I got to go down and do some more testing on this invisible glass. I got things coming up, and I got to finish the rest of the installs and stuff like that. The customer should we do this, and I don't want people to think that they always doing this out of hatred. No, it's not out of hatred, people. It was hatred at the end of the day. I could have gave up his information to some people that really wanted to break his neck at the end of the day. I could have easily done that. I'm not that type of person at the end of the day. It's not about that. It's about basically scamming the consumers. They're ripping people off left and right. This guy's sitting there on a video matching house paint and still selling the same product on his website as we speak. None of their stuff is tested. And these are people that are buying for the first time. People that are bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, buying for the first time. Their first experience in home theater should be their best at all. It should be their best experience ever. Not buy a product and find out you could have did the same thing by going to a hardware store. And these people just lied to him. Yeah. Anytime I've seen this man with the P2, it's in every dark environment you've ever seen. Where's the fully lit environments? I mean, this projector is supposed to be designed to do so much, and I don't even see exactly the capability of that machine at all whatsoever. All these people are doing is getting ripped off. And for your naysayers that want to get mad at me at the end of the day for talking and speaking my mind and saying what has to be said, where's your test? Oh, we don't have any tests. All right, whatever. And that's the reason why your own videos embarrassed. Products match, don't even match the same color. Products match in house paints at the end of the day. Can't even back up products at the end of the day. That range gain nonsense. Yeah, you guys are just a bunch of circus. It's a circus for you guys. Well, gentlemen, I got a gamer paint to launch. And yeah, we got testing to have underneath of it. Something you don't have at the end of the day. And it's going to be on site because I'm planning to have this bad boy on site too on top of that. And for the customers, just be really careful and make sure that you ask those questions because you want to make sure that you are not buying house paint. Make sure you get exactly what you paid for. I should put on a giant grid today. I'm gonna do that. I'm going to put a giant grid in. All right, I got some work on doing my website. I'll upload a giant grid on all our ambient light projection demonstrations. I need that on top of that. Gotta go. Thank you all and God bless.